800-951-0592, Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Friday. I don't know what happened, but all the gains from Wall Street just went away just in the last, 5 minutes or so. So I don't see any news as to why, but who knows? It's Wall Street. It's Friday. Everyone's squaring up their positions, probably getting ready for the best they can for whatever the Fed is going to do next Wednesday. Of course, they meet Tuesday, and then the announcement comes out Wednesday, and then Jay Powell's going to mumble some words, and then we'll all react like it has meaning. So, James, point, doesn't matter. I actually don't think it does. Really doesn't. We're really in this unfortunate situation where, because of their policies, listen, these banks, now, hey, I want to defend Silicon Valley or these other, you make idiot choices, right? That's what you get. But we're going to be entering a new phase in this, where banks that, hey, you know what? I really didn't behave that badly, right? I did the best that I could. Because of the policies of the central bank. Listen, these banks didn't leave interest rates at zero for 15 years. They didn't do that. That was the central bank that did that. And now, these banks, hey, we haven't raised interest rates from 0 to 5%, a 500% increase, right? We didn't do that. Central bank did that. Right? And now all of a sudden they're forced into these liquidity problems. And Jason, money market funds, again, this seems to be where everyone ran to. Hey, I'm going to take my money out of the bank. I'm going to go into a money market. Right? Joey saying he's doing tons of money markets over at Northwestern Mutual. If you're going to do it, that's the place to go do it. Go do it at a non-bank like Northwestern Mutual and go there. Because, right now a money market's returning somewhere close to 4%. Right? Okay. And I got it out of the bank. These money markets are more than likely, Jason, going to be buying U.S. Treasuries. That's kind of what they'll do. Now, they'll buy short term, because right now, I just said a 10-year note is only yielding 3.7. Well, if you're going to pay 4%, you better have something that yields more than 3.7%, right? So they'll buy, the 6-month notes, the 3-month notes, the year notes, the things that will get them over that 4% number. But it does bring up an interesting problem now, because the banks are like, because you did these policies and because you told me you have to buy treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, because you got to remember, what does the Fed do when you deposit your money? First, they take ownership of the money. Secondly, they loan it out. Right? They'll loan out, 95% of all deposits. And by loaning it out, right, what do they get back? Well, they get a bond back. And then the Fed tells them, hey, these are the types of bonds. You have to have X amount of your holdings in treasuries, X amount of your holdings in commercial-backed real estate, and then you get this other amount. You can hold whatever the heck you want. Now, some of these banks didn't do a very good job. Silicon Valley Bank didn't do a very good job. What did that do? Well, that caused all of us to what? Pay attention. Hey, what's happening? And Jason, by paying attention, we learned from White's earlier this week, hey, by the way, there's 3,000 banks that are either already technically insolvent or are one little, misstep, right? Whether it be a spike in commercial real estate defaults, a recession, from being insolvent. So people are behaving rationally here. And I think the Fed doesn't like that, right? The Fed in the past has been able to cover this stuff up, and people were unaware. But people remember '08 now, and they're taking action. And Jason, tens of billions, really every month, hundreds of billions of dollars of deposits are still leaving these banks, and there's nothing the banks can do because their balance sheet is whatever the Fed made their balance sheet be.
Right. And the big money is always going to place it where it's less risky and they can get the most for it. I haven't mentioned the reverse repo, but it was after the first quarter of 2021, right? Right as the inflation was getting ready to hit a little harder, suddenly a lot of, because you have to qualify to put your money there. You can't just be you or me, Joe, and put your money in the reverse repo. You have to qualify. And all that extra money, that cash was being parked there because what? Well, the interest rates got raised in 2022. And every time they raise their interest rates, if you park your money there, you get more interest back, right, Joe? So kind of like money market accounts, it's a good, safe place to put it. And I'm convinced that if they freeze the rates for a long period of time or if they start to lower the rates, that money will empty out of that reverse repo because that's what these big investors are waiting for by parking their cash there. They're waiting for the economic chaos so they can go buy. And why not keep your money there for a while until the buying opportunity happens? And then that money will empty out of there when everybody's losing it, Joe, and they're losing their assets, losing their money, and the markets are crashing. I bet that's going to be a good indication when you start to see that a significant dip there, that the big money is going to go scoop up cheap assets. It's getting ready to happen, but I think as long as that reverse repo stays kind of over $2 trillion where it's been sitting for a while, I think that's the slow grinding of the markets going the wrong way until all at once, Joe, like you said before, until all at once.
You bring up a good point. I wonder how much, and for those of you, again, another refresher here. This is excess capital that the bank's like, you know what, man, I don't have any better option. I'd like to loan it out, but, man, my balance sheet stinks. What do I really want to loan it on commercial real estate? No. Heck no. How about residential? Not really. I mean, not really. And plus, unfortunately for residential, the market has shrunk so much, there's just not a lot there, right? There's just not, the prices are kind of hanging in, but there's just not a lot of volume there. So the Fed is paying them a little bit. Well, you just park it with us.
Yep.
But I just told you about the Treasury needing to reload. I'm wondering if I'll watch. I'll keep an eye out for it. I wonder if we're going to see these banks have to pull some of that money in order to buy the treasuries that are needed, because that'll be another thing that weakens the banks again, right? Because, again, that just takes away from their cash reserve.
Then you got to raise the rate, Joe, so they get a better return on that borrowing.
That's it, right? 800-951-0592. Jason and I are coming right back with the last special of the week. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour, final special of the week, and it's going to be on the 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle, right? This is, when we're talking fractional gold, this is as small as it gets, government hallmark, U.S. government hallmark. This is the smallest gold coin the U.S. government makes. It is the 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle. Normally they're $285. We've got them on special today for $275. And I don't need to tell you, we're the cheapest thing going at 800-951-0592. Now, I got something that I don't know. I'm sure I have maybe once in 20 plus years, but I had an email come across my desk, and I thought, that's such a great opportunity. I'm gonna throw it out there for people. We don't sell a lot of graded gold. And of course, remember, think about just like baseball cards, houses. Hey, the nicer that you can have, take a neighborhood, right? They got 5 different models, and 25% of the neighborhood all has the same exact house, right? It's the same footprint, the same square footage, but they're not all worth the same, are they? Right? There's one house where, man, they got the backyard tricked out, right? They got the pool and the putting green and the hot tub. Inside, they got the fancy countertops and the really nice bathrooms, right, and all that. It's worth a lot more than, say, the guy that, hey, I just bought the cheapest thing they had when I brought it brand new, but I paid for no upgrades. I just got the original stuff. But that house is going to be worth a lot less. Same house, same neighborhood, same square footage. Well, gold, in the gold market, it's the same too. Hey, the coins that look nicer are worth more, even though same amount of gold. And they have a scale when coins get to be graded. Instead of 0 to 10, it's 60 to 70. In the pre-1933 market, I don't even know if there's anything over an MS-67. Jason, do you know?
No, I don't think so. There might be a couple of them out there. There's a couple of them out there that are probably really expensive, really, really high dollar coins. Yeah,
there may be a 68 somewhere, maybe. But pretty much Mint State 60 to Mint State 63 is the common one. Like we have those out on our website. Like today, an MS-63 Mint State St. Gaudens is $2,630. Today, I've got an opportunity on a Mint State 65 St. Gaudens. These are all graded PCGS or NGC, all of them. Mint State 65 in the coin industry is considered to be gem quality. Okay, that's what that means. And again, you think about it, 65, 66, there's 67s out there, but even put it this way, from my wholesalers, and I deal with the largest wholesalers in the world, there is no Mint State 67 on their sheets to us. None. That doesn't exist. They're like, yeah, they're so rare and so expensive. You call me and maybe we'll go find you one. So really, you're almost at the top of the scale here. On a Mint State 66, every once in a while they'll have a price. Today, as an example, it's just blank. They have a spot for it, but there's no pricing on it. So this is really high up the scale. Mint State 65 St. Gaudens, and they're going to be cheaper than the Mint State 63s. The Mint State 63s are $2,630. I've got Mint State 65, St. Gaudens, PCGS, and NGC. Those are the grading companies. So they come encapsulated in these hard plastic cases. You can still see the coin and all that, but they are protected. And by the way, don't ever take them out of those cases, by the way. $2,600, Jason, for a Mint State 65 St. Gaudens today. And again, we don't do a lot on that graded coins, but that's a huge opportunity.
And for people that don't really understand what it is, Mint State is a part of grading. We typically sell circulated coins. That's what we typically sell. So Mint State is a 60 to 70 grade. What that means is these are all uncirculated. They just didn't circulate. Nobody used these. They didn't get rubbed or carried around a lot. But why is there 63s versus 65s? What's the difference? The difference is these coins were minted and dumped into bags. So a 65 might have much better luster. It just came off the line better. It got struck by a better die. And the bag marks, anytime these coins are braiding, well, and then they get put on a train or something or moved around in a car or something, the coins on the bottom tend to have much more of these abrasions, where maybe the coins on the top didn't. And then after years and years and years, somebody probably put this in a bank. It was just sitting there doing nothing. Brilliant uncirculated means really just an unblemished coin that people just didn't mess with. A 63, same thing. just there's probably a few extra bag marks, maybe some little ugly spot or something gets on or something. That's why, Joe, it's so rare, because these are 100-year-old coins with a brilliant look to them.
Yeah, I mean, mint state 65 cents. Like I said, there are 66 exist, 67s, but very rare. This is pretty high up the food chain. $2,600 on mint state 65 cents. If that's a little rich for your blood, don't worry. 10th ounce gold eagles, $275. 800-951-0592. Final segment of the week coming up next. $800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. The specials today, the 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle, $275. By the way, you can get out allamericangold.com and order it that way too, as you like. A real hard question on the 10th ounce Gold Eagle is going to be, how many would you like? No bait and switch, no games, none of that crap. We don't got time for that stuff. And then, of course, something unusual. The Mint State 65, that is the gem quality 65 St. Gaudens, $2,600. That's $30 less than a Mint State 63. And I want to say, like, within $70 of a Mint State 62. I mean, that's really unusual. So if you're looking, and we have certain customers that only buy graded coins, right? Because they're like, hey, there's no doubt. I don't want to mess with, is it VF, XF, AU? I want it in a case, and I want to know what it is. Well, here's your opportunity. Mint State 65 cents. I'll say this. I know, especially late last year. Remember late last year, man, you just couldn't get anything. These were approaching $3,000 a piece. So it's a really great opportunity here at $2,600 at 800.
I looked it up, Joe.
951-0592. Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
I looked it up. There is one St. Gaudens on. Well, this is just the NGC registry, so I didn't look up PCGS. So I guess there's the other grading company, but on NGC they graded one single St. Gaudens. It's the 1907 high relief in 69. One out of all the varieties of all the years, 1907, 1933. In 68, there's only 171 graded in 68. 161 of them are the 1908 no motto. So somebody must have bought a bunch that year.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's only 10. There's only 10 graded in 68. 67, there's about 1,800 of all, 1907, 1908, all the way to 1933. So they get to be more common, but from 65 to 69, there's just not. You look at the millions of coins they minted, Joe. There's not that many.
Yeah, that just fits kind of what we've been telling you. Like I said, the biggest wholesalers in the world don't even put Mint State 67 on their sheets. They're not even on there. And the 66s, sometimes there's a price, sometimes there's not. Like right now, they're just blanks, right? There is no price. So it is a definitely, we don't like to sell the rare coins per se. You're buying it for its gold content, but when a deal like this comes up, it's worth noting, because this is like approaching a couple of $100 off of what the price should be. So this is some real good value if that's your cup of tea. You can buy an ungraded one for $2,315. So to go all the way to Mint State 65 and not even have to pay $300 more, that's where the value is on that one. 800-951-0592. Everything's kind of, the Dow's down 10, gold's flat. Everything's kind of flat today. I think everyone's going to get ready to see what happens on Wednesday. And again, they're going to make it a big deal. It really doesn't matter. There is no good choice here, whether they raise or don't raise. But I'm going to stick to this. It's either going to be a hard pause, which is, hey, we paused, but we can raise next time, or a soft raise. Hey, we raised, but we will take a pause next time. 800-951-0592. Jason and I, we're going to wrap up the week with the short version of the half-empty cup. God bless everybody. Have a great weekend.